A true hero is not measured by the size of his strength, but by the strength of his heart.
Majestic Records.
Rest in peace, Thomas Cottingham, aka Cannibal. Your memory will live on through the people you influenced, and your actions will never go unrecognized, brother. Man, I can't believe that my homie done passed away. We was chillin' at the gathering, feels like the other day. We were spittin' in the cypher after G-Mo set. Man, the actions that you showed, I know you're real as it gets. Yo, it doesn't matter what you did in the past. It's the impression that you left on the others when you passed. Doesn't matter.
What they did is they tried to stop the brother from demonstrating his family from having a memorial.
This happened yesterday, right?
Yeah. And a memorial is a way for us to indicate that we lost a loved one and that we are in grief and in opposition to the way he died. And what we do is we put together a permanent monument to show where we are and how we feel, and his family and friends come out and they add to the monument because they are displeased and they're annoyed by his death too. How dare the police get involved in that? That's something we just do, and it doesn't hurt anybody. In fact, it's a plus. It brings us together in solemn peace and prayer. How dare you try to make that a negative event?
I got them to change that.
And the police threatened to tear it up. And we had to block them and lay down to keep them away from destroying their memorial. How dare they destroy a memorial that is dedicated to the death of a young black man in the community?
That's right.
They done lost their mind.
That's right.
We have the right to demonstrate and to acknowledge our fallen children and their relatives. Let me tell you, that's somebody's son, that's somebody's father, that's somebody's brother or friend. We have the right to acknowledge that. It has a strong, profound effect on people when somebody is killed like that.
That's right.
How dare we not allow each other to have a central grieving point, and that grieving point is where the death happened. The death happened right there. So why are the police going to make us move the memorabilia way that goes along with how we represent the death of the individual?
Amen. Amen.
Is that right?
That's real.
It has nothing to do with pedestrian traffic or the general public. If it was your family member that died or something, then that's the central location where we come together in peace and prayer.
If a police officer died, they'd be protesting out here.
Man, we bigger than that. Guess what? We wouldn't be able to come nowhere near Rodney Square. There'd be millions of them up here. So now today, if you look at Rodney Square, there's police horse dog. They're staging tactical maneuvers with armored vehicles and everything. So how did that coincide with the death of a young black man? Why are you in the park demonstrating with horses and tactical gear? So what are you going to do? You're going to put something against the black community because one of our own got killed?
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, they're having a march to stop the violence.
Sunday, stop the violence march. Monday, protest.
And they haven't won the 26 Big Cab.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, he's having a march. 1,000 march, but we know God's gonna send more than that.
That's right.
You know, so he said if I be lifted up, he said I'll draw men
to me. Those are the things that are necessary, deemed necessary for us to attend and for us to participate in, to acknowledge the death of a fallen young member of our community. If it was your son, if it was your husband, if it was your father, it would be major to you. How dare you not allow me to have a memorial to his death on the site of where he was killed, and he was not doing anything wrong. The man was intervening with the death of a female. Somebody was trying to kill a female, and actually he was a hero. He got in between the knife and the perpetrator, and the perpetrator killed him and then ran down H Street. The man was a hero. He could have let it go. He got in between and saved the woman's life.
That's right.
And took the knife and died on sight. So we're going to have the memorial where he died.
Damn right.
And it's not going to last that long. So why is that disturbing to anyone?
And I feel like they should be giving him a plaque with his face. With his face, not just the name.
Absolutely.
Because he's such a character that, to be honest with you, they need to see who this person was. Because one of the things that they don't realize about this city is that they justify judgment of somebody based on his look. They need to know that a hero doesn't look a certain way.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
There is no look of a hero. It's
No.
the acts of a hero.
That's right.
It's the soul of a hero.
But I also believe that because he sacrificed his life and he took a stand, I think this will be the pivot point for more people to do just the same thing.
Absolutely.
I think it starts now with what he did.
If he
Because
doesn't,
maybe now, Tone, that nobody will just walk past while somebody getting robbed or while people fighting and all them other things. Maybe somebody will step up to the plate. If more people join together and be a link in every chain and be one and be strong, maybe some of the violence will stop. Maybe some of the murders and killings will stop.
my brother, had he not done that, the woman would be the victim.
And the child,
And
maybe.
the child. Let's talk about that. So how dare we not acknowledge it and give him some praise for his heroic action that he individually did. That's what we need, more people to step up and be opposed to that foolishness. How dare you pull a knife out on a woman in public in Rodney Square? He was supposed to do what he did, but did nobody do it but him, and he was effective. He took the knife, but unfortunately he passed. So how are we going to not acknowledge a memorial that is to represent his actions as an individual? His last dying act was a heroic act. Is that right, y'all?
That's right.
It was a heroic act. How many of us would be willing to step in front of a knife or a gun
For
when you know
another
the
brother?
consequences of that?
Not too many.
My brother, did you hear what I said?
Not too many.
It ain't
And that's the part that bothers and hurts me. Is that the only person who stepped up to do anything, to try to do anything, from what I've been told, is this man right here. And this man right here is
I didn't
hurt
even know
from what
that. My
happened.
brother, I
This man
apologize.
right here,
Everything I'm
he the
saying
only
is
one.
strong, but you don't see him interrupting me
No,
because
because
I don't
you're
know
right.
the details.
You are
back.
100%
But am I
right.
more right than wrong, brother? That's right, and I have no idea.
You
I
are 100% right.
I was not here. But guess what I
fact
do
of the matter
know?
is, I felt the same
he
way.
deserves to have a memorial
I agree.
to his death because he stepped his game up, and he might have kept others from getting killed. So why are we so willing to take down his memorial and replace it with what?
With a pole. With a pole. 'Cause that's all they
So they're
do.
gonna take that from us too? Let us
They won't even give us
let
a
us
pole dedicated
acknowledge
to him.
let us acknowledge and go through the grieving process of the loved one we have that passed. Let us at least give us that. How you gonna take that from us? That man's gone. If it had been my son, had it been my brother, had it been my father, my brother, I wouldn't be talking in the same sense. In the name of God, let's look at it from that angle. And there's a lot of people uncomfortable with the way that the city government, we need to have the mayor and them up here, they need to be up here acknowledging that it happened and the brother was heroic and he did something that he was empowered to do, as opposed to take down the monument. And let's forget about what he did. We're not forgetting about anything. If they can kill you in Rodney Square, they can kill you in your own home. Look how many windows around Rodney Square. Look how big this area is. Look how many windows are watching us. And they still killed him? So what would they do to me or you? Is that right? That didn't stop you from getting killed, but he still stepped his game up and he still did the improbable and he did his best, but unfortunately he lost his life. So at least let's give him respect for that. Is that right, sister? At least let's respect the man that gave his life up. Guess what? The most important act that a man could commit in life is to give his life for another human being. I know that. Is that right? There's nothing more important than that. When you give your life for another human being, you've done the ultimate.
That's right.
Even Christ said that.
Is that right? That's the ultimate. Is that right?
That's right.
Come on now.
Good is to lay down
He
your
didn't
life
get
for
no
a friend.
food stamps. He didn't get no new job. Didn't nobody give him no
Sound like
money.
me what I
out.
was saying earlier.
Let's go ahead with that crap.
That's real.
Police need to step back and let the community mourn and let us move on with our lives. But don't be challenging us. Go back in the community and rouse some of those issues that have led to this madness.
I agree.
You want to do some training, some military training and all that stuff. Go do it in the bad parts of town. And the bad parts of town are not Rodney Square. We know the bad parts of town.
That's right.
You really want to be in effect? If that's wrong, is that right? This is not no bad part of town. If they'll kill you here, they'll kill you anywhere.
Was in the session when I got the news last night. Stand down, man down, he tried to save a life. Instead he lost his life. That was sacrifice. Guess I see you in Ricky Sparks in the afterlife. You know me and Chaz is tight. We still left it right. I look at it like they had to bury Mike. So even the great fall short in his perfect life. You was different. They was judging. They took my life tonight. 0. If I was to die